What's up, guys? Today I finished my Ascension by killing the Trailmaster. Here's a little backstory on my early access progression. Like many, I started a warrior, and was pretty adamant about sticking with the Titan ascendency. This somewhat blinded me from the fact that some players bounced off of warrior, and rode the wave of stronger classes straight to the endgame. I really enjoyed playing melee through the campaign, and was looking forward to experiencing what Giant's Blood could do. I figured either A, it would allow me to do tremendous damage, a la two-handing two-handers, or B, I could equip a shield and become very tanky. And in that context of warrior, both are true, of course. I opted for the extra defenses and block chance a shield could provide. This allowed my Homebrew warrior to run corrupted T15s and push pretty far into the endgame. However, I was still experiencing build fatigue, mainly due to the fact the warrior moves so slow. Even late into the endgame, I struggled to get off attacks fast enough to avoid sudden deaths. Also, guys, I had to put on the fucking Girdle to get enough strength for Giant's Blood. I believe all said I was rocking 524 strength. Up to this point, I was relatively in the dark, so to speak. I hadn't watched videos or been reading much about the game. Then I got sucked into Sir Gogs' video about build variety, and the slice of the warrior pie was crumbs. Why? Why had everyone abandoned warrior? Long story short, I picked the monk because technically it's melee, and now I shit on the game at very high rates of speed. Now let's get into ascendency, specifically the last 2 points. The final ascendency is a bit rough. The Sekima trial is a little easier because you have a lot more player agency in dealing with the banes that are inflicted upon you as you progress through the trials. But if you die on the final boss, it feels like the end of the world. I had this happen last night. I switched to crit chance on my invoker, but had to sacrifice I Am Blizzard ascendancy node. So I decided it was finally time to take on the trials and earn my last 2 points for my monk. I found I had a low level, something like 76 or 77 Sekima key. I had good RNG, cruised through all the floors, and got to the final boss. Now I'm going in totally blind. This was my mistake. Don't do this to yourself. It can be very hard to pick up on every little detail under duress. I get to the midpoint or whatever, and suddenly I'm collecting hourglasses and things aren't so bad, except for I'm moving a bit sluggish. And boom! The boss appears in front of me almost into like an animated cutscene. One finger. The boss uses like a fucking death touch and one-shots me. That was one of the lowest points of my PoE 2 journey thus far. I quit for the night. This morning I loaded into my hideout and realized I found an ultimatum key in the Sekima trials the night before, and it was low level. Now let's talk Chaos trials. I think the boss should just be removed from the end of the trials and have his own dungeon. To fight the boss in order to earn your final ascension points, you need 3 keys. Or fates, I think they're called. The door is located after completing 10 stages of grief. If you should fail, you're whisked out to the beginning of the trials, complete reset. Also, the door closes and requires 3 additional keys to open. Okay, so my first attempt previously, I got one shot by the Trailmaster. It was my fault, but still felt pretty bad. At least the Chaos trial is short, and I could run back and whoop his ass. I crushed the trials, got to the end, the door's locked, so I poured out to the hideout to figure it out. Keys are 10x each, on currency exchange. Not bad, really. However, in trade I found keys for 5x. Anyways, I collect the keys needed, and proceed into the lair. From here it's really just attrition. In my case, mana was close to becoming the real issue. Regardless, after a couple close calls, I managed to defeat the boss and collect my points. I hope everyone's having a blast with Path of Exile. When I started posting on Bonky Kong, I thought I would post every day and it would be guides and helpful tools for other players, just as lost as I am. However, I'm finding the Path of Exile community, especially the creators, an expectation of precision. I acknowledge out of the couple guides I posted already, I noticed mistakes. A lot of this is due to trying to rush to post things. This is not always going to be possible, and I instead want to focus on posting quality videos that have more lasting relevance, at least in terms of guides. We're just getting rolling in early access and have a long way to go. That's it for today. Have fun and stay safe, my friends.